In our last video, we looked at how to connect to a database, the basic requirements needed to connect to a database, and we looked at how to create a database and a table in phpmyadmin. Now we're going to look at how we can edit what we created. Now this is the whole thing we created in our last video, from ID to username. Now you can decide to edit a particular column here from your structure tab on your phpmyadmin. So now when you want to do that, you see change here. Right here you see change. Now you can edit individually, and you can decide to edit all at the same time according to how you check mark them here. Now the ones you check mark, you can edit them by clicking here, but if you did not check mark it, you can decide to just click on change, and it brings out that column for you to make changes to it. Okay, so if you want to move the column some steps down or after a particular column to the right, or to the left, then you can choose that on the move column region there. Okay, so after everything, you can decide to click on save to save what you're doing. Now you can decide to go through all of these to get more knowledge about what some of them mean, and then when you get there, you also understand what is happening and how it works. Okay, so we'll save that, and you can decide to click on the ID and make it a primary key. Okay, now I've made it a primary key. Do you want to execute the following query? Now this is why I like phpmyadmin. Now it gives you the SQL code of what you are trying to do, okay, without you typing it manually. Now this is very good for beginners of SQL that don't know how to write SQL code that much. That means you are not alone. You can still use this program and you do your thing perfectly well. Now when I click yes, you discover that the query has been run successfully, and the ID field now becomes my primary key. Okay, so you can decide to change the view of your the structure of your table. Okay, now if you don't like it that way, you can bring it back to normal. Now you can decide to add more columns, either to the end of the table right here, or to the beginning of the table, or after a particular column, and here you decide how many columns you want to add. Okay, so that is it for there, and let's quickly add some data and let's see how that works. Now to insert data, we can use our PHP script or code to insert data to the database, but if you don't want to do that, you can also decide to insert it manually, and to do that you just click on insert right here, and you have the opportunity to insert what you want. Now we'll leave ID field because we've set it to auto increment. Now here we'll set this to varchar already, so the only thing you have to do is to work with the value column here. So here we have Thomas occasion. So here we have occasion, and here we have the atoms at yahoo.com. Okay, so password, let's say atoms 123. Okay, and then username, let's say datums. All right, now this is a particular field that now I can decide to fill this as well. Let's say this is Clement. Let's just fill two fields here, and let's click on go. Okay, now you see when it inserts it, it gives you the SQL code used to run that particular or execute that particular script. Okay, now you can decide to generate a PHP code here, and you see it gives you a nicely arranged PHP code without you stressing yourself that you want to type anything. So you can use this in your PHP script if you want to make your work faster, and maybe change one or two things to variables so that they will be dynamic. Okay, so that is it. You can decide to browse so that you see the structures or the data that you inserted into your database. Now when you browse, you see the data there. You can decide to delete a particular one here. You can decide to edit and maybe append to that particular row, or you can decide to copy the row that is duplicated. Okay, Now you can decide to export your table. If you want to, you can decide to delete it. In SQL, it's called drop table, and you can decide to alter the table or change the table here. Okay, now take a look at these. There are other things here: privileges, operations, triggers. Take a look at them and play with them, get to understand how they work, because we're not going to be talking about all of them. So in the next video, we'll be looking at how to connect to the database and connect to the server using PHP. I think this is okay for MySQL for now, and we'll be talking about it as we continue with the course. So I'll see you in the next